What's up, guys? We got a Chevy Blazer here. This is going to work for your Jimmys, Bravadas, S10s, Sonomas, all that. We got a major oil leak, and it is just running out of this hose where the metal meets the rubber on the oil cooler lines going to the radiator. The other oil lines like to leak too. They go back to the oil filter pickup underneath the vehicle, but on this one, this is our major leak. We've got the air box out of the way. I just popped this guy off because it was on there really tough. So you shouldn't have to take that off, but I did. So you got that rubber flexible tube there, that intake tube. And we got the air filter box out of the way. So you just need a flathead screwdriver to loosen those big clamps up. And I used a big Phillips head screwdriver, got that off, then took the air filter off, and the air filter box just pops right out. You see those little pegs go in there on those rubber grommets. So it just pops right out of there, no special tools. Now you need to take these oil lines off from the radiator. Usually you can pop them off with your fingernails, but this one's not. I'm gonna use a little flathead. Try to, that one was just stiff and shattered. Oh well. But inside there we have these little clips right there. We gotta take those clips out, and then these lines will come right out. See how it's kind of wiggly? So we go up to our shelf here and grab a little pick. I like to use a pick. Don't let these go flying and lose them. That's no bueno. It's hard to do this while filming with one hand, but this pick is a little thick to get in there. I started to get it. There we go. And there's your clip. Ah! Dropped my phone. No! See, hard to work with one hand. But anyways, now we should be able to work back and forth and get these lines out. See that? There's seals inside of these fittings that seal up the line. We got our oil bucket underneath it here too. So you might want to start with the bottom one so it doesn't drip oil while you're trying to get the bottom one off. We're gonna look at the new part. It's all one assembly. There's two different styles, so order the right one. So yeah, we got new black plastic clips on this. And it comes down by the oil filter right here. So both of these hoses are connected to one assembly. Let's get everything disconnected first. Next thing I'm going to do is lift it up in the air after I get this bottom line off and show you what's going on down there. Alright, here's our oil filter housing. We can see it right here. Right underneath, I took off this cover, 6 15mm bolts, just zipped them off, easy peasy. Alright, we got a 13mm right here holding these oil lines on. You can see these other lines are seeping too, but they're not spraying out like this one is. So these ones should be done, and they're gonna go back right up there under the drive shaft, or above the drive shaft. You see, that's where it connects there. These ones are a little more of a pain because you got a bunch of stuff in the way, but I've done them without taking too much stuff apart. It's just close quarters. All right, I've already cracked this bolt free. Make sure it doesn't snap off, you know. Take precautions if it does seem seized on there. Give it a little heat or something. So we'll take this bolt out, bada boom. Throw it with the pile of the other ones. And we're gonna work these lines off of here, all right. Oil bucket, it was not quite in the right spot. It is now. All right, now we have these lines loose. You can see we got a little seal up in there like a gasket. It's like a two washers. Now we gotta go through. Ooh, just got oil on my phone. My phone's taking a beating today. Now we gotta pull these lines through. You see how they're just pulling out? We gotta feed one out. The short one. Now we can feed the long one out. Bada boom. And they're out of there. Ooh, leaking oil everywhere. We'll throw it in an oil bucket. Now we just got to clean up our surface. I'm gonna wait for it to stop dripping a little bit. Just take a little breather. And then we'll work on feeding the new line right up through here where they went. All right, we got her bolted back on there nice and tight. Don't snap that off that you're tightening it so much. All right, guys. All right, so it runs up and over this little lip here. The lines, make sure you're not like back here or something. Up and over this little metal plate. And now it's time to bring it on down and attach the lines to the radiator. All right, here's a view from the top side. So we just got to get this to line up nice and straight so that it actually gets in there. There we go, it's working in there. Doing a little up and down, twisting. But basically, you want to get past that little flare because the clip sits on the back side of that flare. So you got to run this the proper way. Go. You can see how it's kind of like sitting in there. It's not far enough. We got to work it. And there might be a little oxidization, a little buildup on these fittings. So cleaning them out might help a little bit because this one does not want to go in. That one, same story. I'm going to take a little brushy brush and clean these up a little bit. So I'll pull my line back out. Maybe take like a little battery terminal cleaner. A couple of those. I think this one's pretty worn out. Let's see it's, yeah, this one's very worn out. I don't want to get any of those little metal fibers from this brush up in there. I don't think they'll fall off though. And we don't want to hurt that O-ring up inside of there. You don't want to go too far. See, there's a little O-ring. There's a little black O-ring right there. So we're getting hung up right here. So we're just cleaning the edge of this. Could take my little Dremel. That would work pretty good. I don't think I could get it on this bottom line though. Let's see if I can fit those, fit that fitting in there now. Fit that line in there. Oh yeah, went right in. Now we can put our little blue clips in the proper way. The same way they came out, kind of going from the inside of the radiator. It was like that. Make sure you get those clips in there all the way. It kind of stretches out a little bit. Alright, we got our lines in there with the clips. I put the air filter box back in, air filter. Now we're gonna put this back on. And this little guy. It'll fit in there around the radiator hose. You just gotta wiggle it around a bit. Connect this guy to this. Kind of like so. Plug my two sensors back in. We're gonna start it up and check for oil leaks. All right, we're running. I don't see any drips. You can tell these have a slow seeping issue, but no drips. Need that oil filter just a little tightening. It had just a baby seep. And yeah, we're looking up in here, looking for oil coming out. Looks good. Those new seals, new lines. It was running fast out of one of these two lines, but now we don't have it running fast out of these lines. We are good to go. Got some other little oil leaks to work on, but that was a major leak. So we just gotta make sure you put your black clips back on your oil cooler lines to the radiator, and we just gotta put this splash guard up with the 6 15mm bolts, and we'll be done with this job for today. Top off your oil. You know, it was leaking, so make sure you check your oil. Thanks for watching.